Welcome back. For the next video, we're going to dive straight in and kind of look at the documentation and how to create a serverless node. We have two buttons up here. We've got you deploy your client and you've got documentation. If I just right click here and open this up, we have all the documentation about the project, what our goal is, and how to what to basically expect. The aim is to provide a solution which is low cost, in fact no cost, adds no infrastructure dependencies to a stack, and is extremely easy to get started. Now, before you begin, you need to look at register an account on the Hedera portal. You can do so here. This is through Hedera Hashgraph, and it's, if you're interested in this, you should have a look about what they're trying to offer. They provide DLT technology, decentralized ledger technology, which is extremely cheap and extremely fast. They've got a bright future ahead, and they've got a range of SDKs, including Go, JavaScript. It's really interesting stuff, and this is why Trust Enterprises is built on them. In your account, once you have an account, you can log in, you can see your credentials for testnet, or you can actually switch to PreviewNet or mainnet. Right then, so what's next? So here we go, register for the Hedera portal, and you can use the deploy button, and after which you can start sending requests. Okay, so let's just deploy. So if we click on this button here, previously you could either click here or you can click here. So if we click on this button here, we can import a Git repository. This Git repository is the main Hedera serverless consensus repository, which I've created, and it doesn't even fork it. It grabs it and then deploys it. This is actually a Next.js app, and because Next.js and Vercel are tightly integrated, you have a really beautiful and really lovely deployment. So if we continue here, we have a project name. Now I'm going to have to change this because I've got a couple of projects already, so I've already used this. So I'm going to change this to test Hedera deployment. And we've got a number of environment variables that are required. We've got the Hedera network, the Hedera account ID, the private key, and an API secret. The Hedera network describes what network you're on. So if we jump back over here, we've got the testnet, PreviewNet, or mainnet. Quite simply, you just type in testnet, or you can do PreviewNet or mainnet, lowercase. The Hedera account ID is this right here, the string. You just pop that there. The Hedera private key. Now, I can't stress this enough, in real applications, do not share your private key with anyone. But as this is my testnet, I think I'm going to let myself laugh on that one. So now we're going to put this here, and then the API secret key. This API secret key is what you're going to use to communicate with your client. It's up to you whatever you use, but make sure it's secure. What you could do, for instance, is use like a password generator and then stick that in there, but you just have to remember what that secret key is. In this case, we're just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, A, B, C. That's all. So now we're just going to hit deploy. You've got to wait for a little while, and it's simply just going to pull down from the repository, and deploy it as a new project on Vercel. Now, if you wanted control of the repository, you can fork it and then import it that way, but that's up to you. If you wanted a test net or a preview net for kind of your staged environment, you just go through this process again, and you can swap out your Hedera account or your private key with the other fields. So now we're deployed, and it will redirect to the docs. There's some Postman documentation here, which I'll cover in the next video. But if I jump back to Vercel, we have my projects that have been deployed. And if I click on this one, you can see the details about it, and you can actually navigate to it as well. And that's it. You have deployed a serverless Hashgraph client. Pretty cool. In the next video, I'm going to cover how to communicate it with Postman, and fun times.